What's up? Roseanne Cunningham here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Happy to have you back joining me again for another video about getting healthier. So today, the video topic is 4 tips for making 2022 your healthiest year ever. Let's get started, shall we? Now, did you know that the most popular New Year's resolution most people make, or goal, some people don't like New Year's resolutions like myself, I like to call them goals. So the most popular goals or resolutions that people tend to make at the beginning of the year is everybody wants to start exercising more, everybody wants to eat healthier, and of course, everybody wants to lose weight, right? Just some statistics for you about that. All right, did you know that after week 1, 75% of people are still working at it? After week 2, it drops to 71%. 4 to 5 weeks in, it drops to 64% of people still working on hitting their goals. And after 6 months, only 46% are still working at it. The rest have forgotten why it was even important to them, or they've just quit on themselves, which is a shame. But I don't want you to quit on yourself. I want you to have the healthiest and happiest 2022 ever. So let's get started. We're going to talk today about the 4 tips that I have for you to make 2022 your healthiest year ever. All right, tip number 1 is check your mindset. If you don't have a strong motivating factor pushing you to make these changes, you won't. That's what I like to call knowing your why. Very important to know why any of this matters. Why do you want to get healthier? Why do you want to start exercising? Why do you want to lose weight? Why does it matter? And then asking yourself, if I change nothing, where will I be a year from now? And don't just say, oh, well, I think I'll be, just the same size, or I'll be bigger. This is not just about the number on the scale. Most people could lose a few pounds, but that's not why it's important. Like, it's not just about what you see when you look in the mirror. That is an important piece of it for a lot of women in particular. Confidence plays a big role in their overall happiness and success in life, but it's not just about that. It's also about all of those other ailments that you're facing. It's about the high blood pressure, the high cholesterol. I've even had women reaching out to me who already have congestive heart failure, and they're in their 30s. That is crazy. It's about the depression and the anxiety, and I'm going through the list in my mind of everything. I talk to women every single day doing health consultations, and the list of ailments is long. The hypothyroidism, the Hashimoto's, the diabetes, the arthritis, the osteoarthritis, the knee problems, the hip problems, the heart palpitations that they get on a regular basis, the chronic inflammation in their body that they're dealing with, the PCOS, the infertility, the obesity, the insulin resistance. Like, the list goes on and on and on. And here's the thing, all of these women need to lose weight. But that's not really what's most important. What's most important is for them to get healthier. There's a life or death scenario playing out, but in their mind, they're just like, oh, I need to lose 20 or 30 pounds. No, well, yes, you do, but let's look at all of this over here. Let's look at all of this over here that is ticking away at your life. It's taking years off of your life. So is the weight, and it is a factor in it in many cases. But this piece of it is so much more life or death. And so getting your mind around that, understanding that, taking that seriously is so important. So be brutally honest with yourself. Ask yourself, why do I need to make these changes? Why does it matter? What happens if I don't make the changes? What happens if I do make the changes? Visualize the desired outcome that you have. Wouldn't it be nice to go off of medications? Wouldn't it be nice to not have those symptoms anymore? Wouldn't it be nice to eat the foods that you used to be able to eat, but you can't eat all of a sudden anymore because it's messing with your gut and your stomach and you're feeling bloated and having all sorts of heartburn and digestive issues every time you eat that food? Wouldn't it be nice to not feel like you have to take medication just to function and get through your day? Wouldn't it be nice to go to bed at night and sleep like a baby all night long? Wouldn't it be nice to have the relationships that you want, the financial situation that you want, the job that you want, the purpose in life that you want? Wouldn't it be nice to have all of those things while you are living right now? That's what you need to be thinking about. That's what you need to be visualizing, because there's a ripple effect. It's like a vicious cycle. When we have all this negative health going on, it just creates and fuels more negative health. And when we start to turn that tide to more positive health, the same thing happens. That ripple effect, that vicious cycle, only it's a positive cycle happens. We lose the weight, we feel better, we get off the medications, we continue to feel better, we start sleeping better, our confidence starts to grow, we feel happier, we meet that dream person that we've been waiting all our life to meet, we get that dream job, we start getting our head right about how we're spending our money, and we start saving money, and things just start to fall in place. Things start to come together. It all starts up here with your mindset. So that's tip number one, check your mindset. Tip number two is check your know-how. Now, what this means is there's a lot of bad information out there. There's a lot of information out there in the online world. There's a lot of good information, there's a lot of bad information, but somehow all the bad information seems to be really freaking loud. That's what we seem to hear the most. And a lot of times the reason we're hearing it is because that's what we want to hear. We want to hear that I can lose 30 pounds in 30 days without exercising. We want to hear that I can, lose all of this weight and not have to change any of my habits, that I can do it. All I have to do is drink this shake or take this pill or go get this surgery, right? We don't want to hear the side of it that requires work and effort. Here's the honest, brutal truth, okay? The situation you're in right now, the state of health that you're in right now, the weight that you're at right now, that didn't happen overnight. And it sure as hell isn't going to change overnight. Sorry, that's the way I coach. I'm brutally honest with you. It's not going to change overnight. There is no quick fix. Even if you go get surgery, you know what? You still have a recovery period. You still have restrictions. You still have a hard time after that because you didn't learn how to do it the right way from the beginning. And so checking your know-how is so vitally important to your success in 2022 when it comes to changing your habits, starting to exercise more, eating the right foods, doing what you need to do. You really need to know that, you know, there's a lot more to getting healthy than just running on a treadmill every day. There's a lot more to it than just eating kale. You're not going to change things just by picking and choosing what feels good to change. It has to be a whole body, whole mind, whole life approach to health and wellness. That is what changes things. That is what brings long-term, safe, sustainable, healthy change, is when you approach it from a whole life, whole body, whole mind perspective, okay? And you have to know how to do that. You have to know the approach to that. So you really need to be willing to talk to the right person who knows how to guide you, the person who's been trained, a trained professional, not just somebody that you see in social media that happens to be selling, you know, a popular supplement, or who, you know, works out a little bit, and because they work out a little bit, they think they know everything. Like, I'm not saying I love when I see posts out there from other people who are trying to make a difference and who are passionate about helping others. But honestly, there's something to be said for somebody who has been professionally trained in nutrition, in fitness, in life coaching, in that integrative whole body, whole mind, whole life approach. There is something to be said for that. And you are really better off making sure you're talking to somebody who is trained, who is a trained professional, than just listening to anything that you hear here, there, or wherever. If you're gonna put in the work or invest the money, be smart about it, okay? Find a solution, like I said, that's long-term, that's sustainable, that's healthy, that's safe, that's something your whole family can benefit from, because that is being intelligent in the choices that you're making, and that is what's going to set you up for success. Not just you, but your family as well. And they are a big part of your overall whole body, whole mind, whole life happiness, right? Also, be your own health advocate. Along those lines of checking your know-how is to be your own health advocate. If you didn't know this, I'll tell you this. You should be getting blood work, lab work done every single year. Your insurance will cover it once a year to have full lab work done. So you should be checking your cholesterol levels. You should be checking your sugar levels, some of your vitamin levels, vitamin D, iron, things like that. You should be checking your thyroid, ladies. You should be checking your sex hormones as you get older and as you start to go through perimenopause and menopause. You should be looking at that stuff. And you should be watching for trends. You should be seeing it in front of your own eyes. Don't just rely on your doctor's office calling and saying everything's fine. You should be getting a copy of it in front of you yourself and looking at it and comparing it from one year to the next, so that you can see trends that are happening in your health and you can become your own health advocate. Don't rely on your doctor to tell you, oh, it's time to go on medication, when you could have watched from one year to the next that things were changing, and you could have made changes prior to having to go on medication. So become your own health advocate, okay? That is a big part of checking your know-how. All right, tip number 3 is to check your strategy. A goal without a plan is just a dream, okay? It will never become reality for you. So you need a solid plan, a solid strategy in place, one that you've spent some time thinking about. You should know every detail about how you are going to achieve the goal that you have set for yourself. You should know the when, the where, the why, the how, all of it. So saying you're going to start exercising in 2022 is great, but what happens when you walk into the gym for the first time and you feel like a fish out of water and you don't know how any of the equipment works or what to do with it or how to put together an exercise plan for yourself, you're probably going to turn around and walk out and never go back. You're probably going to feel, maybe you'll stay, maybe you'll get on a treadmill or an elliptical and kind of do your thing a little bit, and you'll be worried that people are looking at you because you don't feel confident, and you'll be worried, and you'll finish, and you'll feel good that you finished, but you will not go back. You got to think through this stuff. What is your strategy? Do you need to hire a personal trainer or somebody that's professional, a fitness professional who can give you the guidance that you need? How many calories a day are you going to need for the amount of weight that you need to lose? You need to know that. What's your current body fat percentage? You need to know that. You need to know when you do lose weight, did you lose water weight? Did you gain muscle? What's going on with your body composition? How do you check that? Like, these are all things that you really need to know if you want to be successful. What are you going to do if you hit a plateau? Think through the details. Have a plan. Have a strategy in place. Do your research. What type of foods do you need to eat that will fuel your body for the greatest success? And if you don't know the answers to those questions, you need to put it as a priority to learn. Do your research, hire somebody, figure it out. If it's that important for you to lose weight, to eat the right foods, to get healthier, to change your life, then you need to invest some time or money or both into having the strategy in place that you need so that you can be successful. Because otherwise, you will just end up in that percentage of people, what was it, 60 some odd % of people who don't achieve their goals by like the 6-month point, who've already given up by 6 months in. All right, tip number 4 is check your commitment level. If you're not committed, it's not gonna happen, all right? And you might be committed on day 1, but are you gonna be committed on day 5, day 10, day 30, day 52? Are you gonna be committed? No matter what your desired outcome is, every single day you need to show up, all right? You need to be consistent and you need to be persistent. You set those goals for yourself. You've done all the other work, right? You've got your mindset right. You've got your plan in place. You know why it matters. You've got the know-how. You know exactly what you need to do. You know how you're going to do it. Now is the time to implement it. And when it comes to implementing it, you have to be consistent and you have to be persistent. And a lot of people tell me they lose motivation. They just have this hard time getting motivated. They're like, Roseanne, what do I do about that? How do I get motivated? And you know what my answer is? You take freaking action. That's how you get motivated. Because motivation doesn't come first. Action comes first. It's like when you put your shoes on to go exercise, you're lacing up your tennis shoes, okay? Actually, let me back up. You're laying in bed. You've hit the snooze button a couple of times and you're having the battle in your head. I know I need to get up and exercise. I know I need to get up and exercise. What am I gonna do? I gotta get up and exercise, but I'm so tired. I just wanna sleep. I just wanna sleep. Been there, done that, trust me. Been there, done that. So what happens? You tell yourself, okay, I gotta get up eventually anyway. I'm just gonna get up and put my shoes on. Okay? You didn't get motivated to do that. You knew you had to move out of the bed eventually. So you got up and you put your shoes on. Okay, maybe you put the rest of your clothes on first and then you put your shoes on. All right, but as you're lacing up your tennis shoes, there's a part of you that's changing because you're like, okay, I got that done. Now all I have to do is go get my water bottle ready. And then you go get your water bottle ready and you're like, okay, I got 2 things done. Next step. You're taking action, and the more action you take, the more motivated you get. Eventually, you're standing in front of that treadmill or in front of the weights, and you're like, all right, let's do this. I'm here, let's do this. And you start lifting or you start running, and it feels good. And maybe it burns a little bit, and maybe you're sweating and you don't like to sweat, and maybe you're like, oh, this sucks, I hate it. But you still have this feeling of, I'm doing it. Holy crap, I'm doing it. And then you finish the workout. And when you finish the workout, you're like, holy crap, that was awesome. That was awesome. I can't believe I did it. Woohoo! Woohoo! I did it. Right? You're so excited that you finished your workout. And you go out on the Facebook and social media and Instagram. You do the pictures. You do all your selfies, you know. You get all your selfies and you put it out there and you're like, yeah, just worked out. May have been only one workout, but you're like, I just worked out, right? And you're motivated and you're excited and you didn't regret it. And that's the cool thing about being committed and being persistent, is that persistence is get up. Roseanne, just get out of bed. Just put your tennis shoes on. Just go fill the water bottle. Just go into your fitness room. Just push start, right? It's being persistent and being consistent. Being consistent is then showing up the next day and doing it again and again and again. So that when you are taking those selfies that you're so proud of, that you're putting out on social media, it's not just every once in a while, it's every freaking day. And people are seeing that you are being consistent, and you're showing yourself that you are being consistent. And every day that you do that, you get more and more motivated, and you get more and more excited when you look in the mirror and you see results, and your mindset continues to just like explode with positivity because you're doing it. It's that spiral, that vicious cycle of positive energy that's flowing. Yeah, that's what it is. Never, ever, ever lose sight of what you want in this life, of what you want for your body, of what you want for your health, all right? Quitting should be non-negotiable. The greatest feeling in the world is accomplishing something that you worked your ass off for. So if you go into 2022 and you say, you know what, I want to lose 50 pounds, or maybe you need a lot, maybe you need to lose 100 pounds. Maybe you need to lose more than 100 pounds. Okay, I will tell you, safe and sustainable is 1 to 2 pounds per week. Any more than that is not safe, not sustainable. At the beginning, you might lose more than that because water weight, things like that, flushing out. But once it balances out, it should be 1 to 2 pounds per week consistently, all right? So say you start the year off and you're like, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds this year, and you work your ass off every single day. Yes, you have some rest days in there, but for the majority of the year, you work your ass off. And come the end of the year, you've lost 100 pounds. Maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe it's only 98 pounds. Who cares? You lost all that weight. And you know what? You will feel amazing because you freaking accomplished it. You set your mind to it, and it was a non-negotiable. You didn't let anything get in your way, and you worked your ass off for it. And it's the greatest feeling in the world. The greatest feeling in the world. So that comes from being consistent and being persistent. Okay, it has to be a non-negotiable. So if you get your mind wrapped around all of those things that I just told you, you will have success in 2022, and no matter what those goals are for yourself. Okay, so just a quick recap. Check your mindset, check your know-how, check your strategy, check your commitment level, all right? You do those 4 things, and you got it made in the shade in 2022. Those are my 4 tips for you for 2022, and I'm wishing you great health and happiness in the year to come. Now, if you liked this video, if you found this helpful, I would be so grateful if you would hit that like button for me, and if you would share this video with your friends and your family. And if you like the content on this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell. If you hit the bell, that will make sure that you get notified every time I put a new video up on this channel. All right? Have a great day. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.